All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Fan Cave Podcast. And so this is the first week we're going live on YouTube. Pretty excited. So be looking out for YouTube. For those of you that are watching, check out the flag. Pretty awesome. And before we jump into the details, this flag and this episode is brought to you by Sarah Ayers, Realtor with Keller Williams Legacy, joyfully serving San Antonio homeowners with integrity and grace. If you're looking to buy, sell, or build in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, check out our website at sarahayresrealtor.com. All right. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, there's a third body in the cave. There's a third body in the man Raj. We want to welcome in first YouTube guest, Shane Lawson. And we got to intro him the right way.
There's only one way to throw. Oh, yeah.
Time of chimpanzees, was a monkey.
Yeah.
Balls, spray paint the vegetables, dogs, skulls.
All right.
Does it look like I'm playing the ukulele right now?
It looks like you're playing a left-handed bass.
All right. I like that.
a weirdo.
I was slapping the bass. All right.
Slapping the bass, man.
Don't mess
Slapping
around.
the bass, man.
Dude, Shane, welcome to the cave.
That was a great introduction. I appreciate that, man.
Of course.
You're
We're
very welcome.
glad to have you here, bro.
All right, that's all we have for today, guys. Thanks for joining us. And okay.
All right. So nobody's here behind the scenes like we are, of course. It took us about a half an hour to set up today, as usual.
Probably 40 minutes. We're on a really tight crunch today because we have families and the wives love to just really
Schedule stuff.
fill up the schedule. Yeah.
Totally.
And anyway, so we got to get rolling, but a lot of it was
Hold on
my
a second.
fault.
Look at this flag one more time.
Yeah, look at the flag. A little off center, but we'll work on it.
It's off
Got
kilter.
the garage door as a backdrop. Maybe we'll just hang on the garage door next time.
Dude, this is an amateur podcast. This is exactly what we're bringing to the table.
You know, y'all been hearing this amateur podcast for a little over a year now. Now you can see it in full effect, like how amateur this thing is.
Look, if I was a betting man, I would bet on the Fan Cave podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. All
Buy, as in buy low and
Yeah.
sell high. Like
Okay.
right now you're at the buy low point.
So actually,
That's more investing than betting.
Yeah, that's good though. I'm
Okay.
with you.
Anyway.
Buy low, sell high,
Yeah.
as they say
The,
on
the
Wall
sell
Street.
high point is coming down the road. We're not there yet. We're still at the buy low point. So
Yeah, no
anyway.
doubt.
Okay. All right.
All right, so before we set up, Brad was late getting here today, so Shane and I were waiting outside. And Shane, for those of you that don't know him, has got the biggest green thumb of all time.
I wouldn't say that, but
You're close.
Like second or third all time.
working from home helps out.
There you go.
Oh,
you're like
dude,
the Bob. You're the Bob Vila of like us. You're the guy.
I mean, just because my yard looks like the Masters before the Sunday or Sunday before the Masters.
Oh,
Dude, I love it. Hug that mic a little bit when you talk too.
yeah. Put your mouth up on it. We'll disinfect it later.
Or just talk louder. But you're good. No, that's exactly what I can attest. I've seen his yard. There's not a weed in sight. The weeds next door are afraid to come into his lawn.
I don't allow weeds. I will handpick that crap all day long.
No wild grass either.
No wild grass.
No wild grass.
Dude, wild grass sneaks into my yard. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't get that. I get the bare spots.
I also have that.
Wild grass can be worse than the weeds or bare spots.
There you go.
I don't like
That's
bare
just
spots.
lazy watering, but
Oh,
Oh snap! Oh
Hey,
snap!
that's at me too because I got bare spots everywhere.
It's
All
funny
right.
because my water bill will say otherwise. So I need a little more of your advice.
All right. One thing I will tell you is water around your mailbox because he picked some flowers from your yard and put them in your
Oh, no.
mailbox ready to go, dude.
So we had some real colorful mailbox because I don't know anything about flowers, but I'm like, hey, let's put some colorful stuff in there. Get some purples, some pinks. I mean, it doesn't have to be girly colors, reds, something that pops.
Mhm.
I installed that mailbox for myself, by the way, guys. Just
That's nicely
so
done.
y'all know, thank you. And anyway, they finally died. It's time to do the next thing. My neighbor brought over some plants that she put in there for us,
Right.
and then the deer ate them. So I don't think there's anything in there now, or somebody put a weed or something in there. Maybe
There's nothing in there. But
Yeah, there's nothing
Shane
in
has
there.
replanted two awesome looking flowers. What are they?
I'm not sure exactly what they're called, but those purple ones that bloom a little flower
Yeah.
in the morning.
Where'd you find them?
In your yard.
No, they were not growing out of my yard.
Yeah.
No way.
They're by the stairwell. They're the walkway.
Oh, those little purple. Those things reproduce.
Those are
work
nice.
Easier than gremlins.
Oh yeah.
Those are nice.
Seriously.
Those are nice. Anyway, you got two of them in your
They're
mailbox,
nice,
so
but you
water
can't get
that
rid of
bad
them.
boy.
Okay. Well,
It's-
you don't even have to. Those things survive everything. They're like, I'm telling you, they reproduce like gremlins and they survive like cockroaches.
Hey, there you go.
Because they're in my
The
backyard.
deer
They're
element.
spreading
I wasn't
around.
thinking about that though. That's a game changer.
A lot
All
of
right,
deer
so-
around here.
Yeah, go pull them now. You may not want to keep them in there.
Pull the deer, like ask them questions.
No, the flowers.
Oh, pull them.
No,
No.
don't pull them.
Yeah, you said pull.
Like, do they like the fan cave? That's
Yeah.
type of pull. Yes, no,
Yeah.
maybe.
63% say don't put this flower in your mailbox because the deer will eat it.
Dude, I want to give a quick shout out to this is off the dome right here. Shout out on Twitter to hashtag Potter and Family that we're now a part of. We get
Yeah.
a lot of love. We appreciate it. Let's
Yeah,
go.
what a good idea. Podcasts helping podcasts.
That's what it's all about.
I am gonna make the commitment to. Am I popping here? Do I need to turn down volume?
You're popping, but just don't speak as crisply, maybe.
Popping off. What I'm about to do. No, but yeah. Okay, stop that. It's the high pitched. But yeah, I'm gonna make the commitment to listen to more episodes of the podcast in the group. So thank you all for the likes and the shares and everything. So we'll be doing our part to support you as well and spread you around. So
True story. I love it. Well, dude, welcome into the cave.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Thanks for coming to the garage.
You helped us put up the flag. You helped Brad fix his broken microphone that he broke, and
Planted a few flowers in his front yard.
That's
while we
right.
waited for him.
Can you come back next week? My mower's not working right now. You know anything about that?
I got you, man.
Nice.
There you
It's gonna
go.
be a fruitful day.
What was that? You're going to ask me about the comment on working on a yard. It's a journey, not a destination.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
made some quote that was like phenomenal.
Is it
before
about
it-
the journey?
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
that's awesome.
I do actually enjoy the process,
Yeah, it's good.
the basics. Cut the grass, edge it, make it look nice and clean. But I like the growing season when it's bright green and thick. Right now, it hurts a little bit because it goes dormant.
I'm gonna be honest. I like the dormant season because I don't gotta mow it for like 2 months. I love that.
That's the nice
or
part.
water.
Yeah,
Not really supposed to water either.
that's right,
You're not supposed to water. I was told to water at least once a week now. I'm still watering.
dude. His yard is flawless.
You know what I
Take that
want?
advice.
I want. Well, I'm gonna trust the
Bob
fat
Vila.
cook and the yard guy that's got the nice yard. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Trust the fat cook. Yeah, there you go.
I'd rather not water at all. I don't want to spend money on my water.
Money on your water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Nice. All right. Well, good stuff. So we got some things to talk about. First of all, I'm going to kick us right into sports today. You
Oh,
are
yes.
a diehard Carolina Panthers fan,
Oh,
Oh,
Good
I'm gonna love to hear
and
this.
there's been some
perspective.
news this week
Yeah.
about Carolina
Okay.
dropping Ron Rivera, cutting him loose before
Oh.
Christmas. Not cool.
Riverboat. We loved them, but
Riverboat.
Riverboat.
Yes.
Riverboat Ron.
Riverboat Ron.
Okay.
Okay.
That's epic. First of all,
I'm not even privy to that. I didn't know that was a thing. That's a nickname or anything.
you got to be an insider
Oh,
to get those
yeah.
details.
I love it. I like it. I know one guy that's a Panthers fan at work. I don't get to talk to him much because I
Now you-
also work from home. So
now you know too.
Possibly lost our head coach and our all-star quarterback.
yeah.
Cam Newton's a shell of himself. I did hear the other day, and this is just as sources say. I have no facts behind this because I
Yeah.
heard it from somebody with no facts. As like I know people, this was on sports radio.
Yeah.
But he's gonna have foot surgery again. He's going back in for surgery.
That's actually been reported though, right?
Is it? I don't know.
I think
I heard it like Wednesday.
this morning I was listening and they said he's gonna be out for 3 months.
Ouch.
I thought it was
So-
more pride when rookie came in, started winning.
I know. But they said that
He was
they,
supposedly healthy,
right.
and
They said Allen's not the future though, so I don't think they're going to stick with him in long term.
How do you feel as a fan? I'd rather have your perspective on that. He
uh,
came out hot winning, and we're like, okay. I told Gary, I said,
I love how you said, "Let me get your perspective," and then you went
and
right
then I
back
cut
in.
him off. Right? Yeah, I'm a talker. So real quick, let me the outsider perspective, and then you tell me.
Yes.
I was telling Gary, like, yeah, he's like, is Cam going to have surgery? And I said, my thought is, if they need Cam to win, he's not going to have surgery. He's not going to need surgery right now. If Josh Allen's winning, Cam needs surgery.
Yeah, exactly.
He started to win in the beginning. So anyway,
Of
go ahead.
course, it's a good point.
I mean, it's tough. I'm optimistic with the new head coach because Ron Rivera, since that Super Bowl against Denver, and I don't think we've been back, and
Been struggling.
fresh blood is changes are good. I'm optimistic. I think quarterback Cam's not the answer, and I can't think of his name, but
Kyle Allen.
Kyle Allen.
I keep wanting to call him Josh Allen. He's the one that actually
Oh,
wins.
yeah.
Yeah, Kyle Allen.
Lamar
is-
Jackson is like it reminds me a lot of Cam. I mean, he gets it to sideline to sideline a lot better than Cam ever did, but he's probably quicker. He's got a little more juke moves too. But
Yeah. Yeah,
I got deja vu a few games ago watching
Right.
him, thinking it was Cam Newton.
dude, I'll be honest, man. Cam was electric in his time, dude. Before the injury bug hit him, dude was unlike any other, man.
Remember when everybody was really annoyed because he would score and dance? Everybody's like, I hate his dance moves. And it's like, oh, well, you're a racist. That's why you hate his dance moves. We're like, wait a minute. And it's like, if you don't like it, stop him. That was the word. If you don't like him, stop him.
Right.
They were taking pictures on the sidelines, having fun, crushing people,
Mm.
go to the Super Bowl. And, you don't always win the Super Bowl. It's kind of a tough game.
He had a two-headed
Yeah.
monster too at running back. What was it, Williams and
He
I
still
don't
had, didn't he still have, was MJD with him there for,
No,
he was already gone?
I forget his name.
I like a running back now though. What's that guy?
What's his name?
Yeah.
Hey, what's your real fandom, Shane?
MMA.
Hey, when you're on the spot.
I'll look it up.
when you're
I'll
on the
look it up.
spot. But yeah, and you expect like, okay, Cam's here. He's arrived. He can throw and run, and he's
Right.
getting more accurate. He's got a strong arm, and
Oh,
he's
McCaffrey?
kind of fun to
Oh, yeah.
watch. Oh, McCaffrey's a stud.
I
But
like how none of us
We
said
got a
that.
running back. Yeah, I know.
I know he's the one guy I wanted to draft in fantasy this year. I didn't get
The
him on
best
either
white
team,
boy
but
running back in the NFL.
Yeah,
Hey.
he's a stud.
best running back in general, if you ask me. But
He's a stud muffin.
he's a freaking beast too.
He is. He's
He
yoked.
must bench press school buses in the off season
Probably.
and squat them.
Like short buses, not full
He
size.
squats the full size school bus and he benches the smaller one.
There you go.
Yeah,
Good stuff. So,
would be my guess. At least a minivan.
like a Honda?
Definitely a multi-passenger vehicle is what he's
There you go.
pressing.
I love it.
But anyway, and that just went away, and Cam just disappeared, and they made the playoffs
Yeah.
with the losing record one year, and now it's just like, wah, wah, wah.
Mm.
Yeah. So Cowboys have their quarterback, and they're not in any better shape right now than the Panthers are. Cowboys.
he's really mediocre.
stink.
What they got? Half game in front of.
Yeah.
And they have to win the Eagles.
No, they
Gotta
already beat the
beat the
Eagles this year,
Eagles.
which was good.
Sorry, Mom, can't talk right now.
Oh,
That's
man.
embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Hashtag ignore
Said
mom.
the
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah, she
voicemail?
did tell me she was going to call me this afternoon.
You
We
didn't
tried
give.
to talk for like 3 days.
Did she listen?
Does she to the podcast?
Oh yeah.
I think every now and then because it pops up the town she
Love
lives
that.
in.
Hey, Mrs.
I don't know
Hollandquist,
why
thank
she
you.
listens, but
You're my favorite listener, Miss Hollandquist.
she is my favorite listener too.
Oh, Dad, you're also my favorite.
He doesn't know what a podcast
Oh,
is.
Mr. Ayers.
He's got
Oh,
quotes.
your
Yeah,
dad.
My dad.
Your dad's a good listener. I thought you meant my dad. I
No.
was like, he doesn't know what a podcast is.
Your dad's not. You need to get him up with the
If
time.
I said, "Do you listen to the podcast?" he would be like,
What's a podcast?
yeah, one of
"Yeah."
those.
He wouldn't know why listen and podcast went together. Anyway,
Nice. That works. So you know
No.
what I can't understand?
No.
Like your dad can't understand that.
yeah.
Did you guys hear that story this week about Josh Shaw, of the Arizona Cardinals?
Mm-mm.
Please tell me you guys heard about
No,
this. Okay.
no.
Well, good. I get your natural reactions. So I wrote down some notes. He got suspended from the NFL for betting on
Oh.
games. Did you hear about this dude?
I heard about
Oh,
this.
this is
Okay.
Pete Rose stuff.
So he was betting against his own team, and so you have to fill out an application at these sports books in Vegas. I've never done it, but I was reading the article. You
Oh,
fill out an
mhm.
application. He put his occupation, pro football player.
Oh.
What a bum! What are you doing, dude? You can't bet on football if you work for the NFL in any capacity per their rules, and he puts that on his application.
I'm sure they have like a new employee orientation all day long about that too.
That's
you
a great
know?
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
these
Well,
guys
he-
should know better.
He's zoned out like I used to zone out in
Especially
history
with it
class.
legal now, you know. I was wondering how that was going to affect actual play with
The Raiders.
It became legal a year and a half ago, a year ago. That's
Yeah, and when the Raiders go to Vegas, it's going to be tough. They're going to have to have their buddies bet for them.
Yeah.
that stadium
It's
though.
it's
Oh,
fair to say it's going to be beautiful. It's fair to say you shouldn't be able to bet when you're a player because you can have, and especially
Yeah.
betting against your team.
What's stopping
Like
them?
even Pete Rose didn't do that. If you bet against your team, then you can
You can
you
cause
can give it away. That's
you
like
can
what the
cause
mob
harm
does.
to the outcome. Yeah.
You definitely know that they're doing fantasy though and betting serious.
Oh,
money
they
on
play
that.
fantasy. That's for sure.
No, I bet they bet with each other and stuff and their buddies.
Yeah, but that's
Why
I
wouldn't you?
mean off the record kind of stuff. But yeah, I've been to the sports book and I've sat there and watched games. I've never participated in the betting side of it though.
Okay, wait a second. Let me dissect this real quick.
Yeah.
Because I've never been to a sports book and
Uh-huh.
all I can think about is going and like walking up and throwing a bet down. So you went and you didn't place a bet.
So it's
Explain that to
it's
me.
like you're
Not a
sitting
negative. I just am curious.
Yeah, no, totally. It's like you're sitting in the hotel, right? And you got this big, huge open sports bar with 90 big screen TVs and all
Yeah.
the games on and a lot of fans everywhere.
Right.
And you're just sitting there having drinks
Yeah.
and food like you're at a sports
you walk
bar.
through the casino
Oh, okay.
and you look to your left and you got like 1,000 TVs and a bunch of like sectional couches.
Yeah.
Hug that mic a little bit.
With
waitresses just walking around, free drinks. 'Cause
Okay, so it just feels
you
like a
place
lobby,
bet, you
almost.
sit down and watch, you get free drinks.
No, it feels like
Okay, cool.
a sports bar. It's like if you went to a
Yeah.
sports
Okay.
bar, but it was bigger than normal, and you could place bets. Yeah,
Okay.
I think if you're not betting, then
I've done it
you're
before.
paying for the food.
You've
and
done
drinks.
Oh yeah, when
Are you up or are you down via your Vegas sports bet dollar figure?
man,
Are you even? The way you broke even. You're down. You hesitated.
it's hard.
You're down.
It's hard to know because I as soon as I'm up, I spend it. I
yeah.
buy some tickets for a show. You know, we saw
Right.
the Britney show. You know,
Wait a second. I didn't know what we were going to talk about today. Now I know.
no, me and my
When you
wife
say
got
you saw the
married,
Britney show,
As in Britney Spears.
we spent our
Yeah.
honeymoon in Las Vegas 2 years ago, and so
Oh, dude.
you
if
got
you're-
married 2 years ago when you saw the Britney show.
oh,
Okay,
I'm
here-
not
awful. It
trying
was
to be
awful.
judgmental, but
It
I
was
got to
awful.
hear this.
Hold
it's
on.
awful.
before
You
you,
must really love your wife.
I was gonna say you're on your honeymoon, bro, and she wants to see the show. You have to see the show.
Dude,
You're in.
she's
On your
a few-
honeymoon.
She's a few years younger. She loves Britney Spears. It was her last couple shows in Vegas. I won it big. Those tickets are ridiculous for a lip syncing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a dance show. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I don't blame you, dude. You have to commit in that moment. That is a must purchase ticket
It
moment.
is kind of tough.
It's a give and take. You guys know this. You know, she
Yep.
let me hit
Right.
the roulette tables pretty hard, and the sports book. I could sit there and watch a game
Yeah,
or two.
fair point.
It is tough because I appreciate the trade off. Like, yes, I'll do this because fantasy updates. My phone's plugged in.
Let's unplug that bad boy, huh?
No, we got to do the outro music.
Oh yeah.
Um, so I appreciate the give and take. Like, okay, I'll go with you. But if it was just like, because there's that two-edged, it's a double-edged sword. Like, you want to give in and be nice
Yeah.
and be supportive.
You have to.
But if you give in too early in a marriage, like I was a stubborn guy that's like, I'm not going to give in because she'll think she can always just get me
Yeah.
to give in.
Right.
Which is not really how it works.
And you end up giving in anyways, dude. That's the difference.
Yeah. So you might as well just go back and forth. It's right. If they're fair about it, then you get to go hit up the sports book. So
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
I would say
I just love
You
hearing,
give in more too
I just
once you
loved
have
hearing
kids.
you.
You know.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
that's true.
You got.
You have
I'm
to.
giving
You're
in
vested.
today.
Yeah,
I'm
you have
giving
to.
in today because of kids. It's all about because of the kids.
Yeah, it's all about the kids.
Speaking
Yeah.
of kids, how many minutes? No, just kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
She'll open the door and come in. Maybe she should come sit down and put on a head.
She's
headset
coming in
and explain
T-minus
something.
13 minutes, all right?
13 minutes. So what are we actually going to talk about today? Do we have any? I mean, we've been bouncing around, which is what we do.
Well, I've already brought in 3 things to the table, and I got some more.
Okay.
Oh, good. I thought you were saying I brought 3 things. What do you have, Brad? I'm like, I got nothing, dude. I'm on a schedule here. I was 15 minutes late today. Then it took us 30 minutes to set up because of me. I got nothing.
No, the setup wasn't because of you. We had to rotate everything for this awesome flag. I love this flag.
Thank you,
For those
Sarah.
of you that
Everybody's
Yes.
smiling point.
Thank you, Sarah. Good call, Shane. All right, so I got to talk about the Cowboys for a second. Let's
Okay.
not dwell on what's happening, but I want to dwell on one topic for a second. The Jason Garrett topic. I don't want to talk about what's happening to him. I want to talk about potential replacements for
Okay.
Jason Garrett. All right.
I like what you said earlier about Ron Rivera, how you're hopeful for the future. That's why you make a coaching change.
Yeah.
When to me, the Cowboys issue in particular, and maybe you can attest to the Panthers, it might be the same thing. It's a culture thing. When you go several years in a row and you're mediocre and you don't get the results you want, but you know the talent is there, to me, it's a culture thing. Garrett's been in Dallas like 10 years.
Oh yeah.
You got to get rid of him.
This is
You
a
have to make
timing,
a
too.
change.
You
Yeah.
got to think 8-8. How many times?
That's unbelievable.
He's had a couple of
And
winning
then-
seasons, but then he's had the losing seasons. He's basically always 500.
Hold on.
Ezekiel got injured. You can't fire him on that one when he got injured that year and got suspended. And then
And Jerry gave him a pass every time Romo
Okay.
went down.
So let's backtrack.
all right,
He's had maybe 3 years where it wasn't his fault. Now, it's not all his fault,
Right.
but a lot of it comes down to coaching. So let's just be real. After 10 years, we'll say, give him the benefit of the doubt. 60% of it's been his fault.
if you did a poll with your fans, or even in America, you'd probably get like overwhelming. He's even the
Yeah.
non-enthusiastic
agree.
fans.
I agree.
No,
People that watch
let's say
football.
none of it's his
Yeah, people
fault.
watch
It's
football.
still you're in the doldrums.
what's
You're not
scary?
winning.
Panthers are eyeing him for the replacement.
Ugh.
Oh,
Dude, send an email to your boy.
I hear rumors he's going to end up in New York with the Giants.
Send an
please.
email to Riverboat Ron right now and say, stop that in its tracks. All right. Do not do that. So you brought up, Brad, to me the other day via text message,
Yeah.
a potential replacement that's in New England. Won't you share what your thoughts were on that?
That's in New England. So obviously,
His name rhymes with,
Scott McDaniels.
no, Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels is there. It didn't feel right, but sorry, Mr. McDaniels. Which he's a great offensive coordinator. You know, he was supposed to take the Colts job. last
he
year,
bailed.
and
He hired his
bailed
whole
out.
coaching staff. He bailed.
And so I'm not a huge fan of him because of that. Like, I'm not saying you got to make the right decision. We talked about this in
Who's
the
your team?
podcast.
Remind me.
I'm a Cowboys fan.
Okay.
So you got to make the right decision for your family and whatnot. But I just didn't like that he took him down that road and then
Right.
and then walked it back last minute. But at the same time, if it was me and I needed to do that, fine, whatever. Would I be excited about him? Sure. He comes from a culture of winning. I'd be excited about that. There's also rumors out there of other guys. I won't say any other names yet.
You made a phenomenal point. He comes from a culture of winning. Let me
Yeah.
speak to that for a second.
Okay.
So I was thinking about that. He comes from Belichick. Belichick is the master. We all know he's like the Popovich, minus this year, of getting it together, right? Having a good program.
But is he going to be like Pop once
No.
Duncan and the Big Three leave?
Possibly.
Brady?
But to my point, not everybody that is a great head coach or a great assistant coach turns out to be a great head coach.
Amen.
We know that from the Spurs. Popovich has a tree out there that hasn't done well either. Mike Brown, Mike Budenholzer, very average. Then plenty more. But I got the list for you right here. All right.
The Belichick tree?
The Belichick
Awesome.
tree,
Okay,
baby.
give it to us.
Hashtag Belichick tree.
Give it to us.
Belichick tree. All right. Al Groh, Charlie Weiss, Romeo Crennel, Eric Mangini, Josh McDaniels, Jim Schwartz, Bill O'Brien, Matt Patricia. Now, think about those names for a second while I tell you this. These coaches were under Bill Belichick, have combined for one playoff win. Not good. And that's Bill O'Brien. Not good. All right. So here's the real story. We've just explained to you by facts per the New York Post, thank you, .com, that Bill Belichick's coaching tree does not necessarily create winners.
Honestly,
So-
I'm not a Bill Belichick fan. I think he's going to be nobody once Tom Brady retires.
Could be.
I mean,
That's how those guys
I
work.
could see him turning into what the Spurs are with Popovich after Duncan retires. Just-
Right.
Look, let's be
Very
honest.
mediocre.
You've got to have talent too, because Belichick didn't win when he was in Cleveland. Okay, you've got to have
Right.
talent too. But what I do like about Belichick and what the guys that come from his tree hopefully pick up is that you've got to have players on a team that buy in. Dallas is loaded with talent, but it's a bunch of individuals. It feels like
The most
you never feel
unmotivated
a team.
team in the NFL right now.
Unmotivated,
But
undisciplined.
in New England,
Yeah.
you end up having a bunch of guys that switch out every year. You've got your core. You've got your Brady. You've had Gronk, but the running back is always different. Your defense is always different, but the results are the same. Their offense actually sucks really bad this year because Brady doesn't trust anybody but Edelman. And so that's where I wonder, Josh McDaniels, where are you going to get more creative and figure something out? So
Right. I hear you.
So if you come to Dallas, are you
But is
are
Josh
you going to be good? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Could be.
Who controls Dallas's defense for the most part, would you say?
It's Marinelli. It's
It
still
has to be.
Rod Marinelli, but then the defensive backs coach gets a lot of
I
credit.
don't know
for
if he's
it.
getting the full take though.
I think the
Marinelli's
defense is
been
worse
better.
than the offense. You got that.
They are. They
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, they
and
are.
they were the strong suit in the
They were
past.
supposed to be.
no takeaways too. That's their. That's
No
their
They
takeaways.
just got one last week for the first time in
It
like
was an
6 weeks.
interception.
that
you
meant
know,
that really meant
they
nothing.
was
challenged
a-
on. That was a good one.
It was a nice pick on the goal line though, dude.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Oh yeah, it's true. And that was early on in the game. It was actually a really nice pick, and we did nothing with it.
We did nothing,
Our
which is standard.
Our offense wasn't great
Which
last
is
week,
standard.
but typically
Has to
I
be
agree
the third
with
and
you.
the fourth for you guys to do anything because
Yeah.
you love those.
Yeah.
Those comebacks.
We put
Near
ourselves in the hole
comebacks.
to have to make. Yeah, I know they're not even coming back all the time. 6-7, weak sauce. Jason Garrett, please leave.
We've been scoring a lot in trash time, so if you look at the score, didn't watch the game, you're like, oh, it was a close one. It's like, no, it really wasn't. The Bears game this last Thursday was not close.
We made Mitchell Trubisky look like a Heisman Trophy winner, dude.
He picked us apart like Brady,
He's-
better than Brady did.
He's on the hot seat. He made us look like, we made him look like Tom Brady
Dak's
3 years ago.
QBR is also misleading because the
Yeah.
QBR is set once it's like the other team kind of pulls off, the throttle because they're already winning by a
Right.
ton. So he makes up the difference in his score within 2 quarters and nearly misses the win of the
Now,
game.
That's a great
I will
point.
actually
That's a great
support
point.
him and say he's improved a lot over last year. He's not holding the ball too long as much. He's not fumbling as much.
Well, he's
not making
improved.
bad
I
decisions.
like him.
He's improved.
He's a
still,
leader too.
he is. He's made. So I'm not blaming anything on him. I trust him more than I ever trusted Romo. But when they're putting up 30 points and the defense can't keep the other team from putting up 31,
Yep, defense is
it
getting
kills
tired.
me.
dude.
So
What's up with Zeke too? Is it? Do you think it's the offensive
Dude, the
line?
last
or is
3
it
weeks-
just- is it just he lives in a posh pad now with all that $50 million guaranteed?
yeah, it
and
could be some
I
of
think
both.
he's motivated,
Too
but
soft.
because he
It's
ran
gonna be
pretty
some of
well this last week too. There's something going on behind the scenes that we just can't see. Obviously, we know we don't like Garrett. We think the culture, but the locker. Jason Witten was screaming at coaches and players on the sideline. I've never seen that in like 14 years.
Well,
I've
he's a
never
coach
seen-
himself.
I've never seen
I
him
thought he
scream at
was
somebody though.
Mueller. What's his
I
name?
like it.
I've never seen him do that.
Bennett.
Yeah,
So
Bennett that was
He-
freaking out.
for going off sides, dude. Stop jumping off sides, Bennett. What are you
Oh,
doing?
the
But
new guy.
Bennett's the only one getting into quarterback.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's take it a little calmer for a second. Everybody's getting heated. What's up with Bennett wearing the punter shoulder pads, dude?
he's been doing. He's done that with like
That's
14.
hilarious,
he did
though.
That, and he did that in Philly
That's hilarious.
because he wants to move.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. No, I get it. It's hilarious though.
Yeah.
So the other day I'm watching the game. Sarah goes, "What's up with his shoulder pads?" I was like, "He's wearing punter pads."
I'm
Looks like
surprised-
us out
I'm
there.
surprised it's within the
It's like we don't.
rules.
It's like we don't fit in the pads. That's what we would look like if we
Yeah.
didn't fit in the pads.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Or like if you put on your son's little kid
Yeah.
shoulder pads.
Oh, I
or
love it.
something.
I love it.
I'm sure it's the ones he's worn since high school.
Yeah.
They're weird about that too.
He's smart, but how do his shoulders not get jacked up? Is what I want to know. How does
Maybe
his shoulder
they do- maybe
survive?
he just didn't
Traps?
care. That guy's a beast.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't
Traps will be
know,
holding down.
But
All right, so Jason Garrett hopefully is out. You know who is out? And Shane, this may not be too home to you, but for Brad and I, Frank Wilson, after 4 years,
Oh.
is gone here in UTSA. And I got to talk about it, right?
bye, Felicia.
See ya.
Hey, what was your record this year? I'm asking.
4
for
and
the-
8.
4-8.
4.
We're terrible. He's won 7 games
Where
over
did
the
he
last 2
come
years.
from, too?
He was the running backs coach at LSU.
You
He
were
was-
so big on him when he came.
He's arguably the number 1 recruiter in the country coming in.
He came from
legitimately.
LSU. If
Legitimately.
you look at the players he's recruited from Fournette and before him, like the guy has recruited some studs that are all over the NFL.
Yeah.
And so you think, yes, he's a running backs coach. This is his first head coaching job, but at least he's had to have been around enough to know football
yeah.
in
So
a certain way.
right. And when you get a chance to be a head coach, you have an opportunity to prove if you're a head coach or not. There are plenty of guys that are coordinators. Wade Phillips, for example, is a coordinator. Frank Wilson
And
is not a head
stud
coach.
coordinator too.
Frank
by the
Wilson
way.
is not a head coach.
No,
so
he's not. He's a position coach.
I pulled this up, and we got some candidates on the table. So UTSA is going through a firm, a marketing firm or whatever, to hire this out.
Okay.
Recruiting firm.
Okay.
They're not doing their own hiring or whatever.
So they went to like jobs.com or
Yeah.
something.
Well, that's what they did for Frank Wilson too. Yeah, and a lot of schools actually do that.
so like
Even
his
the smaller
resume's
schools.
next
Not
to
all- the
mine.
big
Like
schools
Smaller
don't
schools
do
don't.
that.
Yeah, we get it. SEC guy. He's a South Carolina
his
guy.
resume's
All right.
next to mine. Like
At least you're losing your coach. I wish we would lose
Yeah.
Muscamp because I mean the guy.
I hear you.
It's been a tough Gamecock season this year.
well, you could have picked up Lane Kiffin. He was back on the market.
Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss.
We were talking about that.
Our buddy, who we've shouted out on this podcast before, our friend Garrett, is a major Ole Miss fan. He rides and dies, and we'll see how he feels about Kiffin. We don't know yet. Well, I'm sure he's pumped.
And I was telling Gary the other day, just between us, we weren't including it in the Garrett chat, but that's a recipe for disaster. That guy, I mean, that school naturally just doesn't ride on a really honest moral compass, if you may.
Mm.
And that guy just has the most checkered past
Yeah, he does.
from the Raiders, USC. I mean, you heard about him and Saban's daughter.
Yeah, that was a
Oh.
rumor. I don't think that was official though.
Okay. Well,
But
when it's
issues-
that loud, and
issues
that,
follow
and he gets
him.
fired.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
issues follow him, and he's a character,
He got-
right? And
he
he's
got-
going to be on
yeah.
Twitter
What
and
about his
whatnot.
brother too, who
Who was at Ole Miss for
got
some
suspended.
scandal. Yeah,
He got suspended. His brother got suspended. at
not
Ole
good.
Miss.
Not good. Anyway, here's what I like
Well,
about Kiffin.
He spent his time. He did his last 3 or 4 years at FAU. He won 3 out of 4 conference championships.
Kept his
So
nose clean. He was
yeah, so maybe
He just beat us at UTSA. He was here like 2 weeks ago beating us. Here's what I like about Kiffin. Good hair. He's got the visor. I like that look. As a coach, that's prime time.
I bet he's good at golf.
Probably. He's got a good tan.
You don't
All
pull
right.
off a visor that well if you're not halfway decent at golf.
Yeah, I think you got to do it. I think you got to do it that way. All right. So UTSA's got some coaches on the line. We don't have that much time to talk about it.
I
Brad's
know.
got an
My
appointment.
wife just came into the.
She gave us the
garage.
peek in. She gave us the peek in.
I don't know who told her she was allowed to open that door and come back in here, but she did.
You didn't lock
She didn't
it.
hear that, did she? She didn't hear that.
Classic. So we're wrapping up then.
Do the coaches. We
Okay.
got to go through this. This is
All right.
more important.
UTSA guys on the docket. Here we go. So we got Alabama defensive coordinator Pete Golding, who, remind you, 2 years ago was our defensive coordinator when we had the number 6 defense in the country.
Yep.
Saban stole him to be defensive coordinator. Now he might be coming back. That could
Yep.
be sweet.
Uh-huh.
We know we'll have a good defense. We got Arkansas head coach, former Arkansas head coach Chad Morris, former Houston head coach Major Applewhite, Graham Harrell, USC offensive coordinator,
Former
and
Texas Tech quarterback, so he's a
that's right.
run and shoot kind of quarterback.
Houston
Air
coach
raid.
Nutt. What's his name?
I don't actually
The
remember.
Houston coach. His last name is Nutt. N-U-T-T. He's
They-
in the mix.
The last couple of Houston coaches haven't been winning though.
We're in the
It's-
mix. Here's the deal, dude. The USC offensive coordinator, Graham Harrell, could be solid. I'll take Golding back, dude, and we can get some real defense
I would
on
like
the field.
Graham Harrell because I want to see our offense actually start to.
He was
little
a-
bit
That'd be
more
nice.
diverse.
I
And
was
in-
thinking
at
him-
Tech, he was doing his thing.
At
and
Tech, he was there with Sam Darnold, wasn't he?
I think he was years before Sam Darnold.
Okay.
Oh, at USC. No, you're
Yeah,
correct.
USC.
You're correct. I thought you meant like he was at Tech when I was like when he was playing at Tech. Sam Darnold was probably 4.
Yeah, he wasn't born yet. There you go. Good stuff.
So
So we got some people on the docket.
and then Mike Riley, ex
right.
Nebraska coach, you texted me and said that
That's
was
right.
back-
And
back
he
up,
was
so.
the SA Commanders coach for like the 4 games we had before the AAF went
Oh,
under.
and they had a winning record.
They were the highest attendance too.
Nobody will ever win more games for the San Antonio Commanders than Mike Riley did.
Hey, was Larry Coker, your coach one time?
He was
Yeah,
the first. He built the
started
program.
He did
What
a good
happened to
job.
him?
They made a mutual departing of the ways. I'm using air quotes for those that
Yeah,
are listening.
I never heard what happened, but it was his time to go. He did his job. He came in. It was a marketing campaign. He built it
Did
up.
he leave a
and-
losing seat?
No, he actually used to win
he was like
say, what happened to that?
so his last season there they didn't do too well.
because we changed conferences. We came to Conference USA. We needed to.
Yeah. He took us from the Southland to the WAC to Conference USA over the course of like 2 years.
Yeah.
Real impressive getting you up there. And he built the team that we took to the bowl. Frank Wilson's first year, he went to a bowl game with all of Coker's
I'm
players.
so over the we qualified. We went to a bowl game. That's a success story. You won 6 freaking games. And you went to a bowl game.
It's all right though. You only need 6. You can't hold that against the rules. All right.
I do though.
Bowl
You
games
can't.
don't
I don't
mean
think you
anything
should.
anymore.
You should not consider it a success that you went 500. Unless
That's how
you're
it goes.
Jason Garrett.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, I
You-
gotta go. I'm gonna get in trouble.
All right. So you got the music then?
Hey, next time I visit
You're coming back.
MMA,
Yeah,
discussions,
dude. We got cut
please.
off too soon today. I'm sorry.
We did. It's my fault. I apologize.
We'll bring you back.
all right.
We.
But
yeah,
you are the first on YouTube, baby. What's up? And the flag again?
Yeah.
Thank you,
So
Sarah.
just
love the
come
flag.
back. Maybe even this next week. Come back.
Yeah.
We'll to
I'm
be
down.
continued.
All right, cool.
There's too much to cover and too little time.
We'll get into some more.
All right, guys.
Hit us.
So let's see if we can get this.
So this was Shane Lawson. Hey, do you got any social media you want to shout out? Your Twitter?
Shane P. Lawson.
Shane P. Lawson.
Shane P. Lawson. Great.
I
name,
thought it
by
was
the way.
SSP
Sweet
Lawson.
name.
Like a boat. What happened to that one? Is that a long time ago?
No, I don't know. That's my email.
Oh, maybe that's what
Maybe
it
my
is.
email.
Okay. Like if you're a yacht, if you had a yacht, the SSP Lawson.
Not a big football tweeter, but MMA. I'll
All right.
tweet all day.
To be continued. MMA with Shane P. Lawson. There we go.
Yeah.